Deploying sentry!
You know, if you ask me, Borderlands 2, or in fact the entire Borderlands series, is exactly what the first-person shooter genre needs. A cartoony, not very realistic, over-the-top shooter that doesn't take itself very seriously. It's precisely these characteristics that makes Borderlands 2 different and special. And if you're into RPGs and shooters, then you'll have a great time with playing through the enjoyable story and the huge bulk of side quests.
Wait till Jack sees I kill a ball!
Shut the gate now for realsies.
One of Borderlands' biggest strengths is one that is immediately obvious when you start the game. Borderlands looks like a comic book. The choice for this art style means that the developer Gearbox is by any means not trying to go for realism. And frankly, I'm happy with that choice. Because you're going to need a very big budget when you're going for realism in this genre, and thus you have to compete with games like Battlefield and Call of Duty. Which is not what you'd call easy. So, Borderlands 2 is not very realistic. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The guns are big, the enemies are even bigger, and the world, the imaginary world of Pandora, is filled with old buildings and weird and hilarious characters. Speaking about guns, there are literally hundreds of them. In fact, during my playthrough I never saw the same gun twice. And this, in my opinion, is Borderlands' second strongest point. Because you'll find a new gun every 5 minutes, you're constantly comparing and trying them. Some may find this tedious and don't want to waste time looking at statistics. Problem is that you'll have to pick up a new stronger weapon from time to time, because enemies will become stronger when you progress through the story. Most people though will probably get a great deal of satisfaction out of finding new guns and trying them out on enemies.
Come on out, Flint! Your claptrap unit has returned!
It's our new torture dolls, boys! Let's turn up the heat!
Besides just the guns, you can also use character-specific skill sets and abilities to murder and torture your enemies. When you start with the story, you get to choose from 4 characters, each of which suits a specific playstyle. A soldier with a deployable sentry gun, a siren with magical abilities, a big fat Hulk kind of type who can dual wield weapons, and last but not least, an assassin with a sniper rifle. The story of Borderlands 2 is partly a continuation of the story of its predecessor, but you don't need to have played the first game to understand it. The characters are memorable and piece by piece properly funny. Borderlands 2 has some great story writing, which makes a single player playthrough interesting and funny from beginning to end. But playing the campaign with others is even more interesting. Borderlands 2 features a solid matchmaking system, and you can even play together via split screen. Playing Borderlands cooperatively can be very chaotic. Even more because the more players there are in the game, the tougher the enemies will be. Luckily the friendly gameplay doesn't get at all in the way of simply having fun. In short, Borderlands 2 is a game with almost no downsides. Just make sure that you are prepared for a long and challenging experience before you buy it. But when you are prepared, you'll get a lot of fun, content, and solid RPG shooter gameplay out of it.